Oh, hey there. I didn't even see you when I was here playing with my animals. Just give me a second. Let me widen this out a little bit. Oh, that's a little bit better, isn't it? Now, I don't know about you, but you know what? When I was a kid, I loved playing with animals like this. I liked action figures a little bit more. But you know, I used to play with animals like this and I pretend that they were fighting and wrestling and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, I have a question for you. Okay, you see all these animals here on my desk. Which of these animals do you think is the strongest? That's a good question. Hey, well, it's probably not the snake. Hey, snakes are usually pretty small, but you know, they can do some damage, I guess. Or alligators. You know, alligators are really strong. Like you don't want to mess with an alligator, especially in the water. But let's see here. Okay, well, we've probably seen more horses around, and horses can pull things like wagons and stuff like that. So they're really strong, obviously. But well, what about the giraffe? You know, giraffes are like horses, but like with stilts. So they got to be way stronger than horses, you assume, I guess. I know what it is. I know. Do you know what it is? It's gotta be the king of the jungle, the lion. He's of course super strong. I think probably stronger than most of these other ones here, but guess what? You know what? I think we have it here, guys. It's the elephant. You know what? I bet this elephant, if it wanted to, not this elephant, but a real elephant, of course, if it wanted to, could lift up any one of these animals if it wanted to. Elephants are super strong, partly because they're so big and they have tons and tons and tons of muscle. You know what? Animals are pretty strong. But you know who else I bet is pretty strong? I bet you're pretty strong, aren't you? Okay, what I want you to do is if you're at home, you know, with your family right now, I want you to show them your big muscles. Okay, are you ready? Do one of these. Ready? Show them. Whoa! Those are huge muscles. Nice job. I'm impressed. We got some strong people that are watching today. Good work. Well, do you guys know what another word for strong is? Any ideas? There's a few different ones. Well, one of the words I like the best for the word strong is the word mighty. Now, you might have heard of the word mighty before when talking about your favorite superheroes or something like that. But mighty is a great word that describes something being super duper strong. And you know what? There's a Bible verse that we're going to look at today that talks about being mighty. Okay, so this Bible verse is in the book of Isaiah. And it's in chapter 9, verse 6. Here's what it says. It says, "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." Did you catch it in there? Where it says, Mighty God. Now here's an interesting thing. This is talking about a little baby. Did you get that? It says, to us a child is born, and his name shall be called Mighty God. Now you're going to hear this verse talked about a little bit in the service today, and Pastor Dan's going to talk about it. But when it talks about this child, do you know who it's talking about? It's talking about Jesus. Now, when I think of a baby, I don't often think of someone that's super strong or mighty. But the thing is, Jesus was different. And at Christmas time, you guys all know that we celebrate Jesus' birth into the world as a baby. And Jesus is the Son of God. And so he's different than any other baby that's ever been born because he is God's son. In fact, he is God. Now, in another verse in the Bible, in the book of John, chapter 1, verse 1, and going to verse 3, it says this. It says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made." Now again, guess who this is talking about? It's talking about Jesus again. So when it says the Word, it's talking about Jesus. It says that the Word was with God. Jesus was with God at the beginning of all things. But then the really cool thing is it says that all things were made through him. All things were made through Jesus. And so that means all of the animals, everything that we see was made through Jesus. Now here's a question, kind of bringing us right back to the beginning. We talked about which of these animals was the strongest here, right? Now, do you think these animals are strong, or do you think the one that made them is stronger? What do you think? That's right. It was the one that made them. And the Bible tells us that Jesus made all things. That's pretty cool. And that means that Jesus is pretty strong. A lot stronger than I think all these animals put together, and even stronger than you and me. And you know what? Like I said, at Christmas, we get to celebrate who Jesus is and the fact that he was born into the world. But the really cool thing is that no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're dealing with, whether that's at school or at home, guess what? Jesus is the strongest person because he is the Son of God. And the mighty Jesus loves you so much and wants to take care of you. That's a pretty cool promise. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the service. I'm going to keep playing with my animals here, if that's all right. All right, here we go. Wow.